Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is JB. Welcome back to the All Things Mechanical YouTube channel. It is now July 3rd, 2023 already. I cannot believe how fast the time has gone, but something occurred to me recently, going back and looking through some of your previous comments. It has been a little over 2 years since I put that Magnaflow muffler on our 2018 Chevy Silverado 1500. A lot of you guys have been asking me about an update to that system, if I still like it, if the sound has changed, how it's holding up. Well, this video today is going to answer all of those questions. In the broad strokes and in very basic terms, yes, the sound of that muffler has changed. It has deepened, it has gotten louder, it has gotten a little bit more droney, but not to the point where it bothers my wife or bothers me or our kids while we're driving it. I think the truck sounds phenomenal. It sounds like a truck should. It doesn't sound like it's being completely choked by that gigantic factory muffler and flapper valve that we cut off of that thing over 2 years ago. That was June 28th of 2021 that we did all that work. And a couple of things have taken place since that time. Well, right around that time, actually, is when we installed that AFE Momentum GT air intake, which I think was actually on just before we did the muffler. So you guys have already seen the video on that. That's still holding up great. It sounds great. It hasn't gotten any different. I mean, it's an intake. It is what it is. But another thing that we did going along with the intake and the muffler is that we got the truck tuned, and that unlocked a lot of hidden power that we didn't realize we were missing. Changes the shift points and the shift pressure inside the transmission. It makes tow haul mode slightly more aggressive, so you can kind of use it as a quasi-sport button. The tune does not work as well for that purpose as it does on the older generation trucks. Now, my 2007 Tahoe is also tuned by Justin over at Black Bear Performance, and because that truck still uses the 4L60 transmission, it's a completely different architecture compared to the new 6L80s that are in the 2018 Silverados or all the new K1 series trucks, or whatever the body code is. I don't remember off the top of my head. But the 4L60s, when you tune the tow haul mode button for those transmissions, it really is basically like bolting on a race transmission. It maxes out the line pressure, it really raises the shift points, and that thing shifts so hard with tow haul mode on that you feel like you jump about 100 feet every time you've got your foot in it and it actually upshifts. It's pretty crazy. Not so with the 6-speed transmissions. The architecture is different, the tuning and the programming on the electronics is different. You can't be that aggressive with them without getting into issues. It still makes a dramatic difference in the drivability of the truck though. And the nicest thing about it, at least from the perspective of doing an exhaust video, is that it removes the rev limiter. If you remember from the original video that I did on installing this muffler, I tried to rev it up for you guys several times, but in factory form, these Chevy trucks, the newer Chevy trucks, I think the rev limiter is set at like, when it's in either neutral or park, it's set at like 2,000 RPM or something. So it just kind of goes vroom, and then just drops back down, and you can't do anything about that. Not anymore. Now that we have it tuned, I can actually rev this thing to the moon if I want to. And that's what I'm going to do for you guys right now. We're going to head out to the truck. It's been sitting all night. It's a very, very hot day today. Like I said, it's July 3rd and we're in the Salt Lake Valley. It's probably going to be 90 plus degrees today. But the truck has been sitting all night, so technically this is a cold start. Thing sounds phenomenal. So we'll go ahead and go for a little bit of a drive. I'll let you guys hear some revs. I'll let you guys hear some in-cabin noise. I don't have an exterior mount for my camera, but I do have a pretty decent clamp. But the problem with that is that I have to use my phone, so if I get ballsy enough, maybe I'll strap my phone to the bumper with this mount and hope that I don't destroy a $1,200 smartphone. Either way, you guys are going to get to hear what this thing sounds like right now today. So let's go have a listen. I'm sure you guys are going to be happy with the results. All right, guys, here it is. Still going strong here, looking good, nice and clean. Also got our flags mounted. That was a little bit dicey getting those flags mounted to some super thin stucco on our house here, but managed to get it done. So those are looking good. Nice patriotic theme going here. But let's get back to the truck here. I'll zoom out a bit. Like I said, this thing's been sitting all night. Unfortunately, that Go Rhino tip that I put on, that nice black coating that was on it, that lasted all of maybe a week before it started flaking off. Not as tough as I had hoped, but that's okay. That will still clean up nicely. It kind of has that gold color that you get with stainless steel, so that's fine. And as for the muffler itself, remember how I used those stainless steel clamps to get that secured? Well, you guess what? They're still there. I never did actually weld this thing in, but you know what? The clamps are doing a bang-up job. They haven't leaked. They haven't made any additional noise. Everything is working beautifully. So other than some very basic surface rust on everything, everything's doing great. But hey, you know, if it's working, if it ain't broke, we're not going to fix it. So it is what it is. So like I said, this thing has been sitting all night. It's nice and cold. I'm going to get the camera set up in a tripod here, and we'll just give you a little bit of a cold start and a couple of revs. All right, guys, I actually have you mounted to the Tahoe right now looking over at the Silverado. So a little bit of wind noise today. Hopefully it's not too bad. We'll go ahead and get this thing started up and let you have a listen. So yeah, guys, as you can see, sounds really good, at least in my estimation. I have a very particular sound that I go for when it comes to V8 exhaust or any exhaust, really. I like the deeper, more rumbly style exhaust, not the raspy, brash, harsh sounding exhaust. So I think that's kind of like a Flowmaster versus Magnaflow thing. I prefer Magnaflow. I like that lower, rumbly, you know, fiberglass filled tone rather than like a chambered muffler where it's really loud and poppy and raspy. That's not really my thing. I like the lower tone. And I think that muffler, especially given time to break in, has done a remarkable job of waking the sound of this truck up. It actually sounds like it's supposed to now. So it's been 2 years. It has held up wonderfully. Like I said, other than just a little bit of surface rust underneath there, everything looks great. The stainless steel clamps I got from Evil Energy are looking great. Ironically, those stainless steel clamps haven't really corroded much, but the 3-inch to 2 3/4 reducers that I bought and welded on the muffler itself, those have actually rusted, whereas the clamps have not. They're supposed to be made out of the same material. So I'm not sure if there's a little bit of funkiness going on with their marketing. Oh, but you know, they're not rotted or anything. So everything sounds fine. There's no leaks. I'm not complaining. I just think that's kind of funny. But anyway, I'm gonna turn the camera around and try to hold this thing. Got the windows down. It is hot today. It's hotter than I thought. It's 95 degrees right now, and it's only 2:45 in the afternoon-ish, 2:40-ish. So it's gonna continue to get hotter here. But we're gonna go for a little drive, and I'll let you guys kind of see the in-cab sound, how this thing sounds bebopping through our neighborhood. And then if I get brave enough, I'll see if I can find a way to strap the phone to the bumper and go for another drive and let you guys kind of get a feel for how it sounds outside the truck as we're driving around. So let's go ahead and get moving here. At idle, it's extremely quiet, obviously, but here we go. Trying to keep you guys as far forward as possible toward the dash so the wind noise coming in from the windows doesn't get you. But it might get to the point where it just washes everything out. And if that ends up being the case, I'll edit the video and narrate that. I'm gonna go ahead and turn around up here, put the windows up, and then I'll let you guys hear what this thing sounds like without all the extra wind noise and just regular in-cab driving. All right, guys, we're turned around here, pulling back out. This is moderate acceleration, I guess, just trying to get out into the flow of traffic here. I mean, we're going uphill a little bit, but obviously not terrible in the cab. And then cruising, very little noise, very little drone. So overall, I'm extremely happy with this thing. Just coasting, there's no noise at all. All right, pulling back into the neighborhood here. Alright guys, well there you have it, the 2-year update for that Magnaflow muffler that we put on our 2018 Silverado. Again, that was a 2018 Silverado 1500 4-wheel drive Z71 with a 5.3 liter Ecotec V8. I think it sounds absolutely phenomenal. I wanted to get some exterior drive-by shots of the truck, but unfortunately, as soon as I pulled back in, my wife was walking out the door. We're going to a parade and a few other pre-4th of July things this afternoon, and she had to head out like right now to go get some last-minute items from the grocery store for that, a cooler, some bags of ice, things like that. So we're going to be taking off here shortly, so she had to take off. If that is something that would interest you guys, if you want me to make a separate video on drive-by sounds and whatnot, maybe I can get that filmed at some other point, but for right now, that's going to wrap this one up. I hope that answers a lot of your questions, and if you have any other questions about the setup I'm using, how I installed it, what materials I used, what products I'm using or whatever, as always, feel free to leave a comment. If you like this video, go ahead and click that like button. If you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you think someone else would find it interesting or useful, go ahead and share it. I really appreciate all you guys who've stuck around with me. I know my content's been coming out a little bit slowly lately. I've been really swamped with work and a few other things, and I've got a lot on my plate right now, but I'm slowly starting to try to get back into things. So thank you guys very much for watching. Can't tell you how much I appreciate each and every one of you. So until next time, you guys be safe, have fun, get out there, get your hands dirty, learn a new skill, fix something, restore something, get out there, make your mark on the world. And above all, have a wonderful but safe Independence Day holiday. God bless the United States of America, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.